which we won't do as much today. We'll wait for that for a couple days. We're going to do a histogram, which looks like a bar graph. Do you guys remember what bar graphs look like? They're usually horizontal and then the bars coming out, right? Histogram looks very similar to that. And then we're going to use a box and whisker plot. How many of you guys remember box and whisker plots from last year? Those things that have those things coming out on the outsides? No? Okay, it's fine. Here we go. Histogram is the first one we're going to do. Ready? To create a histogram, we're going to count how many data values fall within a certain range. Now, here's what's nice. That certain range is going to be defined for you. I'm going to say between 0 and 10, like right here. Right? I've already said that. That's nice about that. So you're just going to count how many fall in there. Then we graph each bar to represent how many data values are in that section. Hold on one second. I'm going to graph them and then represent them. So here we go. Here's our data set. It's right here. So everybody see what I'm talking about? Yes? Now, how many numbers are between 1 and 10? I'll wait for you guys. How many numbers are between 1 and 10? 7. Just one of them, right? And it's 7, yes? Right? Does that make sense? Just count them. How many numbers between 1 and 10? It's 7, so I'm going to put a 1. Now, I'm going to cross it out. Why do you think I would cross it out? Nate, why do you think I'd cross it out? We already used it. So get rid of it so you don't get yourself all confused. Let's cross it out. Now, how many of these numbers right here are between 11 and 20? So is 13 between 11 and 20, yes or no? Oh, sorry, Timothy, how many?
13, 18, 12, and 19.
So how many total is that?
4.
4. So I have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. How many between 21 and 30? Bless you. 2. If it's 30, you count it. So 23 and 30, that's 2. So then how many are between 31 and 40? How many are left, guys? Jordan, how many? 2. Boom. Okay? That's the easy part, and I totally get it. Now, on that end of the year assessment, they're going to give you like so many numbers. Why do you think you have a piece of scrap paper? You're going to want to write them down. So, here's how you make a histogram, though. Your graph is going to look something like, okay, your graph is going to look something like this. What you need to do is you need to label each of the bars. So this first one is between 1 and 10. So label it just like that. That first section, 1 and 10. 11 to 20. 21 to 30. 31 to 40. So I'm going to label it like that. We good? Now, what do you think I'm going to put on this axis? So we dealt with these numbers, right? What do you think I'm going to put on this axis? You're not sure? It's okay. We're going to put the frequency. So we're going to do, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, me personally, I usually label everything that's given to me. Okay? Because if they give it to me, I'm probably going to use it at some point. So I'm going to label everything. All right, now, how many numbers were between 1 and 10? 1. So what you're going to do between 1 and 10, that box, it goes up to 1, and then it comes down. It goes up to 1 and it comes down. How many numbers were between 11 and 20? Look at your paper or look up the board. How many between 11 and 20? 4. So what number should I go up to? 4, and I should make a little rectangle, right? Okay. How many between 21 and 30? 2. How many between 31 and 40? 2 again. That's your histogram. That's it. So the difference between a histogram and a bar graph. What do we notice here? Now let's chat. Is there any space between any of those bars? Just tell me, is there any space between any of those bars?
No.
No. Should there be? Absolutely not. When you have a bar graph, there's definitely space in between your pieces. That is not true. Now, I love this. Some of you are like, I'm going to be creative and color these in. That's totally fine. You're going to notice that I just make it and move. Okay? Hint, on the air test. Don't spend time doing things that you don't need to do, because it's going to go faster than you anticipate. Okay? Everybody open your computers, please. Everybody open your computers, please. And I'm going to write something down, and this is where I want you to go. You're going to go to that website, student.desmos.com, please. So I just wrote it down. Student.desmos.com, please. Give me a little thumbs up once you're in so I can kind of see who's there. It's probably asking me for a class code, yes?
Yes.
Students is asking for a class code. Raise your hand so I know when I can give you guys your class code. Cool. Cool. You're good? All right, class code is this. Maybe. Oh, that's the wrong class. Don't do that, Coop. Oh, gosh. You need to put in 9UJ595. 9UJ595. Nine UJ 595. Okay. Do you guys see this activity? It says unit 1.2? Yeah? Yes? Click that for me. Okay. Here's what I want you to do. This is where your paper is going to come into play. You're not doing slide 1. You're not doing slide 2. I need you to go to slide 3. Okay? And you guys, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, there's your frequencies, yes? So if you want, you can write these numbers down on your piece of paper, or you can just count. You're going to put your frequency in here, so we're going to do the first one together. How many numbers in this data set are between 40 and 59? Ready? Here we go. It's 47. So I'm going to circle it. 52. Yes or no? Just tell me yes or no.
No.
53.
No.
55. 57.
No.
63. What?
No.
No, ones are. Okay, that's even better. Timothy's on top of it. So you're going to come in here and you're going to put a what? Put a 1. And look what happens. What did it do? It gave you a check mark. If you don't get a check mark, what are you going to do? You're going to redo it again. Yes? Okay? So you need to do slides 3, slide 4, and slide 5. Okay? Go ahead and do it right now. Slide 3, slide 4, and slide 5. Okay, everybody look at my front board for me, please. Everybody look at my front board for me, please. I put these 2 histograms up. So when you draw an actual histogram, you're not going to have to, like, use your fingertip. They'll mostly be boxes. But it's okay. I put those 2 histograms up. I want everybody looking at my board. Don't worry about what's on your computer. Now, let's chat. Do they look different than each other? You guys have to talk to me. Do they look different? Yeah. Are there, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Are there ranges different? Yes or no? Yeah. What's the range up here? Like how many numbers are we talking about? Between, like the range here is every 10, right? 40 to 50, 56. What's the range down here? 5. Okay, now let's talk. What do you think is the most common number up here? What do you think, Jordan?
9.
What?
9.
Okay, so we think it's 9, but most common, we know there's 9 of them, but like what number down here would be the most common? What number at the bottom is probably going to be the most common number? So we're talking down here. What's the most common number of days to produce fruit? Would it be between 40 and 50?
No.
Why not?
It's small.
It's smaller. Could it be between 60 and 70?
Yeah.
Because it's the bigger one. Do you understand what I'm asking you?
60 through 80.
Yeah, 60 through 80 is probably going to be the closest one. Do you guys see where that works? This is what we need you to understand when it comes to the error test and histograms. Like, drawing them is not a big deal. If I look down here, if I go 60 to 65, is that the biggest one down there?
No.
How about 65 to 70?
No.
How about 70 to 75?
No.
Okay, so Timothy knows. Everybody else needs to start talking. Like, it can't be quiet in here. 75 and 80, is that my biggest one?
Yeah.
So let's talk. On the first histogram, we thought it was between 60 and 80, yes? But we know when we make those frequencies smaller, what days between are the most common to produce fruit? Which one's the biggest one down here? Which one's the biggest one down here? If you can't see it, go to slide 8 on your computer. If you can't see it, go to slide 8. 75 to 80, that's the most common. So when we make smaller frequencies, we can see what really happens. Okay? We can see what really happens. Yes? All right, now we're going to go back to our notes for a second. Here we are. We're going to go back to our notes. We're going to talk about this second option to represent data. It's called a box plot. To create a box plot, we are going to find what we call a 5-number summary. A 5-number summary. Five-number summary. 5 numbers make a big deal when they call it 5-number summary. Box plot, we had frequency, or I'm sorry, histogram, we had frequencies. Box plot, 5-number summary. First thing you're going to find minimum. Minimum. What does minimum mean? The least or the smallest. Good. That's the first thing you're going to find. And then I'm going to find the maximum. Now look where I wrote that. I didn't write it right next to it, so be careful. If minimum's my least, maximum is my greatest or my most. Okay. Okay. Then what I'm going to find now, I'm going to put it right in the middle. I'm going to find my median. This is one that, how many of you guys have heard the word median? Do we remember what it means? And all the hands go down. That's okay. All right. You guys are going to drive in a little less than 2 years, yes?
Yeah.
Right, hopefully? It creeps me out when you're like, oh my, you guys come back and you're like, Coop, I got my driver's license. I'm like, freaks me out. Okay. Everybody remembers it this way. There's a median on the road.
Yes.
What is it?
It divides the.
What did you say, Timothy?
Isn't it kind of like speed limit?
Ooh, not quite. What did you say?
It divides the other side of the road
Where does it lie?
in the middle.
Oh, why do you think it's called median? It's not because traffic, it's because math. Median, that is your middle number. Okay? It is your middle number. See, now you guys won't forget that because you'll be like, oh yeah, the median. Don't hit it, you'll wreck your car. No. Yeah, that's what I figured. Now you're going to find what I call a Q1 and then a Q3. Now, I call them Q1 and Q3. You could hear them called a first quartile. I hate writing all these words out, that's why I don't like it. And a third quartile. First and third quartile. How many words did we just write down? Alright, here's our data. Here is our data. Step 1. I am big on putting things in steps, so when you go back and you're taking your grade assignment on Friday, you open these notes, you're like, oh, boom, 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 boom. This is exactly what I do. It's like check boxes. Check it off, check it off, check it off, check it off. Alright, step 1 says order from what to what? Smallest to largest. Okay, what's our smallest number in our set? 16. And then I cross it off. What's the next smallest? 19. 21. 32. 49 and 68. Don't forget about that big one out there. Now, you don't put them in order as fast as Timothy does. Is that a problem? Not at all. Okay? You take your time. Put them in order. Because if they are not in order correctly, then your 5-number summary and your box plot will be all wrong. Okay. Step 1, are we good? Yes? Step 2 says find the minimum and the maximum. What does the minimum mean? Smallest, right? Smallest. What's my smallest number? 16. And then I need to find my maximum, which is 68. We good? Step 3, we're finding the what? That middle number, which is called the median. All right, now put your pencils down. You're going to watch what I'm going to do. This is important that you do it this way. To find the median, I need to find the middle number. So what you're going to do is you're going to cross one small with one big. So everybody see what I did? I'm going to cross one small with one big until you are left with either 2 numbers or 1 number. If I cross these off again, do I have any numbers left over? No, so I can't do that. So now pick up your pencil, cross one small, one big, one small, one big. And how many numbers are we left with? 2. Now it says, if there are 2 middle numbers, what's it say to do? Add them together and what? Divide by 2. Get your calculators open and ready. Calculators open and ready. I'm going to do 21 plus what? 32. Find what that is. So hit enter. Now I'm going to introduce you to something crazy here. Ready? Just hit the divide key. Just hit divide by 2. It should say A-N-S. Does it say the letters A-N-S? Do you know what that means? That's your answer from the previous. So instead of having to remember what your calculator gave you before, it'll keep it there for you. That's going to be your favorite button. A-N-S divide by 2. What is my median? 26.5. I'm going to put it on my line down there. I'm also going to put it somewhere else. I'm now going to draw a line. I'm going to write my median right on it. Okay, I'm going to write my median right on it. Alright, now we're going to find Q1 and Q3. You're going to find the median of the upper and lower half. What does median mean again? I'm sorry, I already forgot. Middle number. Now, pencils down, eyes on my front board. When you find the median, or when you find Q1 and Q3, you never, let me repeat that again, you never touch your actual median. You never touch that number. So how did I find the median of the whole set? I did small, large, right? I'm going to do the same thing. But that median cuts my data in half. Does everybody see my lower half? Yes? And my upper half? So I'm going to do one small, one big. How many numbers are left over? 1. What number is that? 19. There's Q1. There's Q1. I'm going to do the same thing for Q3, except I'm going to look at my upper half. One smaller, one bigger. Why do you think I went the other direction when I crossed them off?
To know they're marked off.
Yeah, to know they're marked off and not from the actual median, but from Q3. How many numbers are left over? There's Q3. Now, count how many numbers you have written down on lines. How many do you have? 5. How many do we want to have? 5. Are we done? Pretty much. Now, what you need to do is you're going to flip it over. You guys are going to write them here. I'm going to keep it flipped over. Okay? Flip your paper over. I'm going to go back. In the minimum box, what was my minimum? It was 16. Put 16 in your minimum box. What's your maximum? 68. So 16 goes in my minimum. 68 goes in my maximum, like so. Just keep yours as is. What was Q1? 19. Q3 was 49. $19 and $49. And the last thing is my median. What's my median? 26.5. Okay, now, Coop totally forgot to do something when I made these notes. I forgot to make a number line for you guys. Just silly. So here's what you're going to do. Draw a pretty long line like so. It's not going to be perfect. Just draw a line. Okay? You can space yours out more. I clearly did not do a great job when I drew this number line, but that's okay. That's why we do things. It's totally fine. Draw a number line and label it like I have there for me, please. Alright, we're going to draw our 5-number summary, or we're going to draw our box plot. Ready? Watch. You're going to put a line, a straight line, where your minimum is. Now, do I have 16 labeled on here? No, but 16 is between 10 and 20, yes? So go somewhere, I mean, clearly don't put it down here and right next to 10, but somewhere kind of in the middle, 16. Boom, it's fine. Now I'm going to go my Q1 number. My Q number 1 is what? 19. So I'm going to go closer to 20. So like that. It's okay. It's not perfect because I don't have it labeled perfectly. Now you're going to go to your median. What's my median? 26.5. So I'm going to go like somewhere like there. It's totally fine. Now where am I going to go? 49. What number is 49 close to that I have labeled on my paper? 50. So go really close to 50. And then my maximum, which is 68. Okay, so you should have 5 lines. Does everybody have 5 lines? Yes? Listen, you are going to connect lines 2, 3, and 4 and make a rectangle like so. 2, 3, and 4. Two, 3, and 4. Now, that's your box. Then we have whiskers. Right in the middle, draw a line, draw a line. Draw a line, draw a line. Okay, now I have one more thing I want you to have done before you walk in tomorrow. See where it says now you try down here? You're going to make a box plot, so that's your 5-number summary. what we just did, and you're going to make a histogram, so that's your frequencies. And I'm going to tell you what frequencies I want you to use. Oh my gosh. So I would start with your histogram first because it doesn't take as much time as everything else. Okay, now from here, you use this data. How many numbers are between 0 and 10? Are you guys still writing? Yeah, it's 4. And then cross them off. Okay? Are you guys cool here? Yeah? You have about 10 minutes. I would like you to get it done now